So for the last couple months, I've been listening to a new album almost every day. I listened to at least 60 albums maybe, and I wrote them all down, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys, and you can agree or disagree with me, and that is a-okay. I was gonna make a tier list, but it's hard to compare albums, especially when they're from different genres, and in my opinion, there's a difference between an album I might like and an album that I might think is good. I don't know if everybody thinks the same way as I do, but whatever. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, so the first album I listened to was Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven by Godspeed You Black Emperor. I have never heard of this band. I've never listened to them. I liked it. I've never listened to anything like this before. I liked Static. Static was probably my favorite track on there. Yeah, it was good. I don't really have much else to say about it. This isn't gonna be like some deep analysis. I also listened to F sharp, A sharp, Infinity, and I did not like that one. It was very like sea shanty-esque, like Downeaster Alexa type sound. That's the Billy Joel song Downeaster Alexa. I don't really like that kind of sound. I don't know why. I just do not like that very much. So yeah, did not like. All right, and I believe this is the last Godspeed You album that I listened to was Yankee UXO. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I like that one a lot, actually. I don't know if I liked it as much as Lift Your Skinny Fists, but I think it was pretty close. And I wrote here that I put Lift Your Skinny Fists was good and Yankee UXO was really good, which makes it sound like I liked it better, but I don't know, it's been a while. I'd have to go back and check. Next up is Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age, which I am familiar with Queens of the Stone Age, but I've never actually listened to them before. Songs for the Deaf was really good. I actually found the CD's nuts at an old like record store in Vermont, and it was like a sealed original for like $10. Next up is Close to the Edge by Yes. I think I better look this up really quick. I think this is the one I'm thinking of. Close to the Edge by Yes. Okay, this album was dope. I like Yes, and I need to listen to more of them. Oh yeah, there's only 3 songs on this album, but they're all really long. It's again just one of those like orchestral rock, chamber rock, something albums. And this album's pretty dope. The first track is definitely the best one, and it's amazing. The third track's really good. The second track kinda lost me a little. It was slow, but I understand from like an artistic view why that would be like necessary, because I think if I remember correctly, 1 and 3 are pretty bananas and pretty off the wall. So it's like a nice change of pace. It's just from like a listening standpoint, it kind of bored me. Don't hate me, Close to the Edge fans, but it was good. It was a good album. All right, Queens of the Stone Age, self-titled album. I thought it was meh. I didn't really like it. It was mid, and I don't use that word lightly. I remember one of the songs. I think it was the last song on that album. I was at the gym just doing my thing. My phone was like over there, away from the machine I was at, and all of a sudden this like sine wave, like a square wave, just starts going off at the end of the last song, and it pissed me off because it was like only my right ear and it was getting louder. It was so annoying, and I was like in the middle of a set and I couldn't go and turn down the volume, and so that might have dampened my opinion of that album a bit. Okay, next up is Renaissance by Beyonce. I like this album. This album I think is dope. I did listen to, I don't think I wrote it down, but I did listen to half of Cowboy Carter afterwards because it's like in order or something. It's a trilogy, I hear. Honestly, I kind of got bored of Cowboy Carter halfway through and I stopped listening. But Renaissance I thought was good. It's kind of just I don't really know how to describe it. It's just good. It's cool. I liked it. Some notable tracks on Renaissance for me were Cuff It and Plastic Off the Sofa. Oh, I also remember Virgo's Groove and I'm That Girl being cool. I didn't have America Has a Problem is dope, but I especially like the version that Kendrick is on. Is that the right one? I'm pretty sure that's the one that Kendrick has a verse on. There's like a version out there somewhere. That song is dope. Every song on here is good, but I just made note of, particular ones. Next up is Empathogen, Willow's new album. This album is amazing. I think it's one of the better ones I listened to. It's probably one of the best ones that I listened to in this spree of album listening that I did That album was so good. From what I gather, it's not really much like anything else she's made, but I could be wrong. I'm not like super well versed. But some notable tracks: Home, Symptom of Life, Between I and She, and Big Feelings. I thought were my favorite just to listen to. But they're all good and definitely all deserve to be on this album. All right, next up I've got Untitled Unmastered by Kendrick Lamar. This album is apparently a bunch of B-sides and like demos or like rejects off of To Pimp a Butterfly, and To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album of all time. I'm not even like a big rap guy, I'm not really a big hip-hop guy, but that is my favorite album. And Untitled Unmastered is kind of just an extension of that. Definitely my second favorite Kendrick album. Notable tracks on here. All of them. They're all amazing. But my favorites are Untitled 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those are fire. Those are... Okay, Starship Trooper by Rick Wakeman. Rick Wakeman is the keyboardist, I think, for Yes. This album was amazing. This was one of my favorite ones I listened to. I gotta re-listen to it because it was so good. Starship Trooper. This would be like a or S tier album for me if I were to make like a tier list. This album was so dope. Notable tracks are Sober, Starship Trooper, and I'm Not in Love were 3 that I thought. Oh wait, I forgot. They did a cover of Great Gig in the Sky on this album, and frankly, better than the original. The Pink Floyd fans are gonna rain terror on this video. Okay, next up we've got every Men I Trust album. I listened to all of them. I actually really like this band. I'll go ahead. I'll just start in chronological order. So first up is their self-titled album, their first one. It was fine. It was pretty cool. Definitely not my favorite. Nasty Ostinato Ad Nauseum Snap Bass Caron or whatever. That song was cool. This album I feel like is just very interesting is how I'll put it. I don't know how to explain it. It's definitely worth a listen. Next is Headroom. Headroom is, I don't know what the Men I Trust heads out there say about Men I Trust. I think Headroom could be argued to be their best album. It just kind of depends again like on what you like, I guess. Headroom was really good. Notable tracks: Morse Code, Quiet, and Space is the Place. I just think Headroom was like probably the most interesting of the albums, if that makes sense. I don't know. You just check it out for yourself. They're really good. The next is Uncle Jazz. They're probably the most popular one, I would imagine. You've probably seen this one around. I'm sure you've heard Show Me How. Like it's a good song. This is my favorite Men I Trust album. I just like the sound of it a lot. I really think that this album they found their sound, and I think they realized they did it well, and they stuck with it because, well, I'll get to the next album later. But notable tracks on Uncle Jazz are Uncle Jazz, Norton Commander, Days Go By, Numb, All Right, Pierre, and Air. And of course Show Me How. I mean, as popular, even though it's popular, it's a good song. I cannot deny it. I just like their sound a lot. Okay, and then there's the Untourable album, and that one is kind of the same feel as Uncle Jazz, except I think it goes a bit, I don't want to say like more experimental, but it's a bit different. Like it just does different things. Whereas I feel Uncle Jazz was probably kind of the same sound throughout, which I don't think is bad because, like I said, I think that they do that sound very well. Notable tracks on Untourable album are Sugar. I remember liking Sorbitol. I didn't write that down, but I think I like that. Serenade of Water is dope. 5 a.m. Waltz is dope. Always Alone is dope. But they're all good. You should definitely listen to the whole album. I like that album a lot. Okay, now we got Lonerism by Tame Impala. This was the album right before Currents, I believe. It was a good listen. Like I enjoyed it. I did make the only note that I made about it was that it sounded like a discount Sgt. Pepper's. Notable tracks: Feels Like We Only Go Backwards, which is a very popular song, and I've heard it before, and I didn't even know that was Tame Impala. I like that song a lot. But next we got Currents, also by Tame Impala. This album was dope. I definitely liked it better than Lonerism. I think he does this psychedelic style really well. And like his bass tone is so freaking cool, you know. Notable tracks, I like Let It Happen, Eventually, and The Less I Know, The Better, which everybody's heard that last song. But if you like that song, you gotta listen to the other two at least. The whole album's awesome, but Let It Happen is so juicy. That's not like a hot take or anything. Those are I think about the 3 most popular songs on the album, other than New Person, Same Old Mistakes. But yeah, really like that album. Very cool. Very epic. Thank you, Tame Impala. Very cool. Okay, next, I listened to These Nuts by Ninja Sex Party. I actually unironically thought this was a good album. It's very funny, very clever, and it's like just legitimately cool and good music, I thought. Some songs I think you should definitely check out are I Own a Car, Dance Till You Stop, Behind the Mask, and Dig Ol' Bick. Oh, and then this album also features The Boner of Peace, which is part 3 of the Boner trilogy, which I don't know about. I've never listened to anything else from Ninja Sex Party. All right, let's move on to Led Zeppelin. I listened to Led Zeppelin 1, 2, 3, and 4. Led Zeppelin 1 and 2 are horrifically mid. Those were probably the most boring albums I listened to on this whole thing. I did not like them at all. I went into this with a positive opinion about Led Zeppelin because, I mean, whatever, they're like one of the most famous popular rock bands from like the 70s. Although I guess their first album was 1969, it looks like. But anyway, I listened to Led Zeppelin 1 and 2, and man, I immediately became the biggest Led Zeppelin hater. Those albums are so mid, and I don't use that word lightly. Led Zeppelin 1 and 2, don't even bother. I don't really have much else to say about it. I think those albums would have been better if Robert Plant did not sing. Pretty much every song was just like a weird blues riff tune. I don't know. I did not know that about them. The only song that out of those 2 albums that I thought was notable was Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. Honestly, maybe the best song on the first Led Zeppelin album. Dazed and Confused is super overrated. I did not get that at all. Did not get the point of that song. Then Led Zeppelin 2, Moby Dick is cool because it had like the drum solo, but I feel like that's just something you gotta see live. I hate Whole Lotta Love, one of my least favorite Led Zeppelin songs for sure. But that's probably just because it plays at my gym all the time and I always hear it. Now hold on. Okay, if you're a Led Zeppelin fan and you're typing away in the comment section, you know, hey, just wait. Because I also listened to Led Zeppelin 3 and Led Zeppelin 4. And Led Zeppelin 3 is amazing. I thought Led Zeppelin 3 was so good. Some notable songs on there. Immigrant Song is dope. Celebration Day is dope. Since I've Been Loving You is one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs now. That song is good. That song should be more popular. And Out on the Tiles is also pretty dope. I will say, after Out on the Tiles, the album kind of falls off. I thought that the second half of the album was really not interesting and pretty boring. And as for Led Zeppelin 4, I know that is their most famous, most critically acclaimed album, I think, from what I understand. I mean, I recognize the cover, so that means something, right? I hate to say it, because I hate to agree with everybody else, because I like to be contrarian. No, I'm just kidding. I think Led Zeppelin 4 is overall better than Led Zeppelin 3. So far, I think it's their best album. I've only listened to the first 4. But Black Dog, I think, is my favorite Led Zeppelin song. Rock and Roll is good. I think it's a little overrated, but it's good. Stairway to Heaven, I mean, come on. Like, even though it's as popular as it is, and everybody knows it's good, and everybody plays it, and it's in every Guitar Center you ever go into, it's good. It's a good song. It's good. I cannot deny it. I remember 4-6 and Battle of Evermore being cool. When the Levee Breaks was okay, I guess. It was good. It was fine. Oh, that's Going to California. Okay. Going to California, I'm sure everybody else likes it. I don't really like that folky kind of guitar sound. That's just my personal opinion. I just generally don't like that kind of sound. Alright, well, I still have a ton more albums to go through, but this video is already really long. So if you would like to see me rate these albums here that I didn't get to, and plus many more, then like the video, comment, subscribe. Oh, I want a disclaimer, quick disclaimer. Just because I say I don't like a song, doesn't mean I disliked it all the time. There are songs that I like. There's like every other song, right? Songs that I don't like, songs that, whatever. And then there's like songs that I dislike. Okay, so just because I don't like a song doesn't mean I dislike it. It just means that I didn't like it. Like, it's not something I would listen to all the time. Anyway, hopefully that spares me from the wrath of the comment section.